Welcome to Talesspins Vlogs, a visual diary of my life.
Welcome back to Talesspins Vlogs. I'm Nayanikka, and today again is a sit-down style video because I'm about to review, as you must have read in the title, this poetry book called The Homebody. The Homebody is by this poet named Rupi Kaur, and I honestly love her work. She's a poet, artist, performer, and she's also illustrator, and in fact a lot of her illustrated art is actually it makes for the cover of the book, and it also makes for like just illustrations inside the book in reference with the poems. So I am actually a huge poetry fan, lover. I enjoy a lot of poetry. I read a lot of poetry. I listen to poetry podcasts, and it's something just, she's just so beautiful, you know. For anybody who's into poetry, they'll be able to relate. For Homebody, also in advance, sorry for all the sound around. It seems like in Bombay, where I'm based, everybody is getting some form of construction done in and around, or maybe as a result of all the delays due to the pandemic and lockdown last year. Maybe everything's just happening now, but this constant sound so filming for any kind of creator, any kind of you know, anybody, it's just difficult. It's just been difficult, but it is what it is. We just have to go along with it. So yeah, The Homebody, honestly, for me, I've loved most of Rupi Kaur's work, and so it was a no-brainer that when this book released, I had to get a copy for myself, and I don't regret it one bit, because you know, she just speaks to you. Her words, her poetry, they just speak to you. You will resonate with one or the other, and or most of them, in fact. This book is very interestingly divided into 4 parts, which are the 4 main categories. I'm going to try and show you 4 main categories: mind, heart, rest, and awake. So the poems basically go under these categories or collections. And I think the name Homebody, I think, stems from the fact that I think it's an ode that she's paying to herself, and in a way where she feels like she's coming back to herself through this work of hers, and you know, like she's embracing her own journey, mental, physical, emotional, all of it. So it's very interesting, and it's also very like it really resonates. It goes without saying that anybody who loves poetry, and I think you should pick up a copy and read it, because I think you're going to relate to it. Engaging her words, her artwork, and the illustrations, like I was speaking about earlier, also help in portraying that story further, and it is very, very interesting. So I'm going to read out some of my favorite ones that I have marked and kept through these bookmarks. Okay. The mind category, a lot of it is about depression, anxiety, her own, like, you know, struggles with it and things like that. And these are very, very common topics to be able to relate to in our times. Then I think the one that I also absolutely loved and related to so hard was the category of rest, because I think we over romanticize just overworking ourselves in our day and age, because I remember even having a colleague who believed that taking holidays, the assigned holidays you have in a year in a corporate world, like she's like, I don't have time for that. Like, I just want to keep working, and I just want to keep like powering through, even if that meant a burnout. And I think so many of so many people in our generation have also experienced burnout in their late 20s itself, you know. So I just think that the whole hustle culture is something, I mean, it's food for thought, and whether it's worth it, because at the end of it, your life, your mind, your heart, your body, your existence, I mean, your work can't shape all of it, you know, or what you do to make a living can't shape all of it and take control of all of it, you know. So I think working hard is something that is absolutely essential in whatever field you decide to make a career out of, whatever it is that you decide to do in life. Hard work is like, you just cannot replace it with anything else. That's the only way to go about anything that you pursue. But at the same time, you cannot forget to live. Like, you can't compromise your life for the sake of the hustle culture. So yeah, I'm gonna read some of my favorite ones to you. The first one that I'm reading is from the mind category. It says, list of things to heal your mood. Cry it, walk it, write it, scream it, dance it out of your body. If after all that you're still spiraling out of control, ask yourself if sinking into the mud is worth it. The answer is no. The answer is breathe, sip tea, and feel your nervous system settle. You are the hero of your life. This feeling doesn't have to overpower you. The universe has prepared you to handle this no matter how dark it gets. And the light is always on its way, because you are the light. Walk yourself back to where the love lives. I think this is so beautiful, these words, and I think from time to time this is something that's going to work as a handy reminder, because sometimes we need to just, this honestly made me just want to stand in front of the mirror and just say these lines to myself, because every word is as true as it could be. Then we have literally one line poem, and look at that lovely artwork. One line poem, or just a line, I guess, that says, I'm loving myself out of the dark. And I think anybody who's experienced just not vibing with your own self, not liking the version of yourself that you've become, or just growing up hating who you are, how you look, or whatever it is, a lot of us face these internal struggles, you know. And then when you reach that stage in life where you realize that you need to overcome this battle with yourself, and the only way to go about life is loving yourself, and you know, you are all you have. And no matter who you have around, no matter what you have, unless internally are content, nothing else matters, you know. The transition that we make, or the transition that some of us can make, of loving ourselves out of the darkness that we feel so consumed in, I think it's such a I mean, anybody who's experienced it will really relate to these words. Okay, so the next one, I think on similar lines, there is another one that says, I want a parade, I want music, I want confetti, I want a marching band for the ones surviving in silence, I want a standing ovation for every person who wakes up and moves towards the sun, and when there is a shadow, pulling them back on the inside. I think this is again similar to the last one. It is so beautiful, and anybody who struggled internally to relate to their own selves, or are attempting to be a better version of themselves, and overcome their own shortcomings, their demons. So I think this is very beautiful, because this speaks about that journey and how we should celebrate it, and we should, just applaud ourselves of powering through that. Oh my god, I love this one too. I'm tired of being disappointed in the home that keeps me alive. I'm exhausted by the energy it takes to hate myself. I'm putting the hate down. I think again this is so relatable, so beautiful, because just 4 lines, such simple words, but so deeply impactful. So many of us don't like how, like, our physicalities, and we struggle with various different insecurities that and we spend so much energy in hating ourselves, and honestly no good comes of that, right? No good can ever come of that. So I think this is just beautiful when she says that I'm just tired of being disappointed in the home that keeps me alive. I'm exhausted by the energy it takes to hate myself, because you rather invest that same sense of energy into loving yourself, into nurturing yourself, into being kind to yourself. The next one is from the category of rest, and it's honestly one of my favorite ones. It's also a rather long one as compared to a lot of the other poems in this book. It's called Productivity Anxiety, and I don't think there is any other one that I relate to all of them that I will read out to you, but then this one has just like hit home. Okay, I'm gonna go and read it. I have this productivity anxiety that everyone else is working harder than me, and I'm going to be left behind because I'm not working fast enough, long enough, and I'm wasting my time. I don't sit down to have breakfast. I take it to go. I call my mother when I'm free, otherwise it takes too long to have a conversation. I put off everything that won't bring me closer to my dreams, as if the things I'm putting off are not the dreams themselves. Isn't the dream that I have a mother to call, a table to eat breakfast at? Instead, I'm lost in the sick need to optimize every hour of my day. So I'm improving in some way, making money in some way, advancing my career in some way, because that's what it takes to be successful, right? I excavate my life, package it up, sell it to the world, and when they ask for more, I dig through bones trying to write poems. Capitalism got inside my head and made me think my only value is how much I produce for people to consume. Capitalism got inside my head and made me think I'm of worth as long as I'm working. I learned impatience from it. I learned self-doubt from it. I learned to plant seeds in the ground and expect flowers the next day. But magic doesn't work like that. Magic doesn't happen because I've figured out how to pack more work in a day. Magic moves by the laws of nature, and nature has its own clock. Magic happens when we play, when we escape, daydream, and imagine. That's where everything with the power to fulfill us is waiting on its knee for us. Oh my god, I honestly... Sorry, I just had to take a moment to really let all those words sink in, because they do serve as a reminder even to myself. I don't know, I feel like this hits home and feels just so personally written just for me, because I feel like since a year I've been making the transition from moving from a corporate job to being an artist full-time, to being a dancer full-time. I have been trying to make the most of the worst that happened to all of us last year, and even now I keep struggling with the idea that okay, I need to just do this and I need to do that and I need to do that, because I need to constantly, I feel like I need to grow every day. I feel like I need to improve my craft every day. I feel like, because otherwise if I don't do this, that break is not going to come through, that things are not going to fall into place. I have to keep at it constantly every day, and pouring even sometimes from an empty cup, because I feel like if I don't, then I will miss out on opportunities, or I'll miss out on something, or I'll just feel like I'm wasting my time, which is absolutely not what it is, right? But my god, this is just so beautiful. I feel like I need to I don't know, like frame this or something and keep it in my room as a constant reminder in front of me, because we really forget that sometimes in order to like reach a certain place in life, or in order to just be at par with the rest of the society, firstly we give in to choices that we don't want to make, and then when we do try to steer clear from those choices and forge our own path, we still, like, I feel like especially artistically, anybody who is an art pursue any artistic field, they will totally understand and relate to this, because there's fierce competition and there's just so many people that are dreaming the same dream, hoping the same thing, whether you're an actor, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a singer, whether you're a painter. There is no sense of stability, and we as humans, and just as a part of the society, we have been sold the concept of stability for ages, and it's comforting, honestly. So it's just we often don't realize that all of these moments of impatience, all of these moments of learning, all of these moments of attempting, working hard towards a certain goal, towards a certain dream, this is the journey, and this will inevitably be our story. But we so want to reach that, the better part of it, that this uncomfortable, messy bit, you just want to get done with it. You just don't want to deal with it. You don't want to, in fact, even experience or live it, right? Like, you just somehow wanted to, which in turn, basically what happens is, leads to the fact that you're not enjoying any of your journey that is going to make that wholesome career for you someday, but yeah, this is just a beautiful reminder. The last one that I've selected from the category of awake is this poem that goes like this. Today I saw myself for the first time when I dusted off the mirror of my mind, and the woman looking back took my breath away. Who was this beautiful beastling, this extra celestial earthling? I touched my face, and my reflection touched the woman of my dreams, all her gorgeous smirking back at me. My knees surrendered to the earth as I wept inside at how I'd gone my whole life being myself, but not seeing myself. Spent decades living inside my body, never left it once, yet managed to miss all its miracles. Isn't it funny how you can occupy a space without being in touch with it? How it took so long for me to open the eyes of my eyes, embrace the heart of my heart, kiss the soles of my swollen feet, and hear them whisper, thank you, thank you, thank you for noticing. Oh my God, again, so beautiful, because this speaks about that moment when you have finally realized your internal and external beauty. Like, it's acknowledging that, I think. My interpretation of it says that it's acknowledging your inner beauty, your whole being's beauty, that we often don't really pay attention to. It also leads me to that thing, we're so used to how we are or how we look, that it's often not as mesmerizing to our own selves, and we only critique and ridicule all of it instead of embracing it, instead of letting that help us be our best selves and live our best lives. We are constantly in our minds demeaning ourselves. But yeah, it's again a beautiful reminder that you need to be ever so grateful for your life, who you are, how you are, and because at the end of it, if you don't, you cannot expect the rest of the world to validate the same, right? So I think it's established with this review that I'm absolutely going to recommend that you pick up a copy of the Homebody by Rupi Kaur for yourself if you enjoy poetry, and That also brings us to the end of this video. If you have liked it, please don't forget to scroll below, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon for more videos so you can stay updated whenever I post. And also please just hit the like button, because it serves as a great sense of motivation to make videos. And I'm gonna see you in my next one. Stay well. Bye.
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, oh. I never seen